Hey friends, Lucian here with the Bullish Bears team, making the watch list video for tomorrow, Wednesday, October 18th. Wow, lots of crazy ones today. Some crazy movers. As you can see, NEOT, which was on the watch list, that one just absolutely exploded. Went up 231% today, and as you can see, it just flew. This was at or above. Oh wait, maybe that wasn't on the watch list. This one was on trade ideas. Okay, so that one wasn't on the watch list, but TRXC was one that was at or above 305. You'll see that one went from 305 all the way up. As you can see, that crazy candlestick. Once it got above 305, which was right here, the alert, high a day yesterday, look where it went, all the way up to $5. And as you can see, if you got in once it broke the high a day over here, right, at 365, you could have rode it all the way up, technically, until it closed below the 9. You got all the, depend whatever your risk tolerance is, but once you saw this doji candle here, that would have been a nice warning. But technically, you didn't have a close below the 9 all the way up until over here. So if you got in when it broke the high a day at 365, you could have technically rode it till close below the 9 at 450. That's close to $1 move. Obviously, you want to do your own, risk tolerance, but whatever, take your profits along the way. Obviously, you could have made a lot more. But again, that's just one that just trended right around the line, the 9 EMA all day long on the 5-minute setup. So let me see here. So let's just start here on the watch list here. I'm going to try and breeze in. I'm getting a little bit of a late start here, so I'm going to try to breeze through this. So NEOT, I'm definitely going to put that on the watch list to see if there's a continuation. At or above $2. I'm going to put the alert at or above $2. Just change the color of that to red. I just like red. There's still potentially more of a gap up that can be filled. You can see it technically goes right up to 229. So this still has some more room to run. See if there's a continuation. Obviously, yearly high is 263. So let's see if this is a multi-day run. So at or above $2. Easy marker. Obviously, if it breaks $2, you want to see it hold. If it starts to fall below $2, get the heck out of it because this thing could be crazy volatile. TRXC, went up, pulled back. Again, I mean, this is one that I'd like to see it. If I'm going to get back in it, I'd say at or above $5. That's pretty much the, where I'd feel the safest. Or, see, I'm just not a big fan of these candle wicks. Like, if you get in between $4 and $5, there's super volatility, so you got to be careful. If you get on the other side of $4. But anywhere between that $4 and $5 could be very volatile. So maybe I would put it, if it's at $4, I mean, obviously you want to see it break 5. $4 to $5 is going to be extremely volatile. At or above $4, you might, it might be a potential risk, but obviously you just know that it could be completely and totally volatile. $5, ideally you want it to break above that, but this could be a multi-day runner. Sometimes of these things, they go parabolic and crazy, and you got to watch them and get your right entry. Obviously, be careful around 450 as well. So if you take a trade on this and it breaks above $4, make sure that you use 4 as your stop. Be careful at 450. And obviously be careful around $5. There's no clue what the heck this thing's going to do. But I'm going to put this one at or above $4 just because it's a whole dollar amount. Just be super careful with this because of the volatility. DFFN, that's not going to stay. I'm just going over some of the ones that were on the watch list and what I was watching today. So this was a trade ideas one. I'm going to put it on the watch list. So you can see pretty much almost an inverse head and shoulders breakout, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, broke out above the 200 SMA. So this one will be at or above 440 for an alert. Obviously, be careful around 450. So I'm going to put some resistance at 450. And obviously, why did that not work? And then $5, absolutely. So ideally, I want to see, I'm a little bit more cautious than some people. So I like to see it ideally above 450. So I'm going to put it at or above 450 because I like to be safer. I like to be on the other side of a $0.50 amount. So for me, I want to see it at or above 450. That's where I'd feel most comfortable. If you did get in on the other side of 440, then use 440 as your stop if 450 rejects. SORL, man, that one ran too, huh? Held. So was that on the watch list? I don't know if that one was. Yes, it was. At or above 521. Man, nice movers today. What did the SPX end up the day with? Breaking all-time highs again, huh? Look at that. Unbelievable. So, SORL is definitely going to still stay on the watch list. This one at or above 570. But at or above 575. I like these ones where it's just easy to kind of tell and put your levels. Once it's breaking up and it's doing its thing, it's nice to be able to see easy levels of breaking. And as you can see here, the 9 crossed the 20, but it might be crossing over the 200. This is a nice marker. It's bullish. EMAs are pinching right here, so it's just a nice one to watch. Obviously, if again, just reiterating, if price breaks the resistance level, that resistance becomes support. So if price breaks above 575 tomorrow and then it reverses, that's not a good sign. So if you get in, you want to get in as close to the, obviously right before a stock breaks out or right after a stock breaks out. That's a matter of your risk tolerance. Some people, I tend to like to see the confirmation on a breakout. So I tend to like wait for a price to go right to a breakout level. And if I miss my spot, I'll wait for it to like pull back. So again, what usually happens is when a stock breaks out, it usually wants to retest the resistance area before going up. Not all the time. Sometimes it just goes parabolic and you miss the move. I just personally feel the safest and I like it the best when something breaks out and retests and goes. Again, it's all a matter of your risk tolerance. Some people like to get in before the move. If you do, be careful that there's lots of volatility before a stock breaks out. But perfect example with this one, if it breaks above this 575, potentially bullish. If it breaks down, get out. HTGM. Am I going to keep that one on? Let's see here. 260. Still moving up. I don't like all those candle wicks, but this thing, I mean, it's been kind of bullish lately. I'm not going to put that one on. I'm going to do a scan, see what else pops up. INSG, see if that one, no, get rid of that one. XNET. Nope. Another thing, be careful of, when a stock gets to its yearly highs, whether you're looking at the day trade list or the swing trade list, more in particular with the swing trade list, but also on the daily too, depending on what's happening. Once the stock's at its yearly highs, be careful. A lot of times you'll get a good quick pop or something in the morning, and then if there's no like resistance level to look at, a lot of times it'll pull back. So when you see like a stock like this at 573 on the daily, you want to go to the weekly and kind of see what's happening. Sometimes it could be overextended, so you want to be very careful. So especially on these swing trade ones that we show you, that some of the higher price ones, if you're buying options or something, if you get a pop on the yearly and it breaks out, you might want to consider selling and then finding a re-entry on a pullback. We're trying to still tweak the swing trade watch list, so the day trading one has been really solid, but the swing trade one we're going to try and do some tweaking with. So again, just always pay attention to the stock. If you see it's at its yearly highs on the daily, be careful, because that's where you got to look at the weekly and the monthly, see if there's still room to run. But a lot of times it'll break up and then just have a pop in the morning and just sell off. So you just got to be careful with those. UTSI. Look at that, huh? Still went up, came back down, kind of stay at the highs. Kind of traded sideways. Yeah, not going to keep it. See what else pops up. AUDC, nah. PN, nope. Nope. No, it didn't break above that, huh? Nope. RCON. Wow. Crazy. Look at those crazy wicks. I'll see if that pops up on the scan. I haven't done the official scan yet, so. Oops. So these ones I think I'll just keep on for right now. They still look they can continue potentially. All right, so let me go to scan. Nightly scan, I'll do under 100 million. Scan. Load. All right, not as many plays, so we'll take a look and see. Again, I don't like to have my watch list be more than like 9 stocks or so, just because I'm a little obsessive compulsive and I like to put them in a spreadsheet like this, and to Thinkorswim so I can watch them. But I also like to look at trade ideas in the morning and pick out a few from there as well. So just like to be a little bit targeted. So I have a cap at 100 million shares outstanding. You can always change the stock, the price range and the shares outstanding, but I'm just going to keep it at this for now. You'll see NEOT I already have. SRAX, that had a breakout. So that one broke out, had a lot of volume. So, and it closed right below, let's see, went up to 5. Oh, and it actually went right towards the end of the day, so that's good. I like that. 575, want to watch for continuation. I'm going to look over here. I just want to see if any of these have a 5-cent spread on them. NEOT. TRXC, no. CLD, SORL. I'll show you when I see one that's a 5-cent spread. Let's take a look at SRAX. Nope. All right, perfect. Cool. So SRAX, this one will be at or above 575. Again, we're just looking for a stock that goes and breaks the high of today, ideally tomorrow. If it breaks below that, obviously that's a bearish signal. And then you basically look for the areas to the left of what would be resistance. $6 would obviously be natural resistance. And then there's some resistance up here, anywhere between 650 and 7, there's some resistance. So if you get in on the other side of 575, if it breaks below that, that's a big warning sign to get out. If it breaks above 6, that has some really good room to run. Gotta watch it. Let's see here. So SR, I already put that on. Okay. DEST. Yeah. Wow. Let me let me look over here. DEST. Oops. DEST. Nice. That's a great looking one. Love that. Easy. Look at that. You want to see it break 240. There's a gap potentially to fill at 287. There's more up here as well, but that could be a really nice one. It held its highs right at the end of the day. That's a no-brainer. Obviously, be careful at 250, but if it breaks 240, that's potentially very bullish. Now, here's the thing what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it at 250 because, again, I am a little bit more... I know how psychological it works for these areas of people like to get in on the other side of whole and half dollar amounts. I like to watch price moving up to that area, see the sellers. So I like to be a little bit safer. I don't want to get you in at 240 or 244 and have it get smacked right around and have an immediate drop. So that's why I'm trying to say be safer at or above 250. Now, if you decide to get in beforehand, that's totally fine, but it gives you a good visual. If it goes up, you'll see there's some resistance right here or to go up to fill the gap, see what happens. But DEST looks really nice. APHB. Man, there's some nicer looking ones here. Goodness, I like this. Another one, look at this. It's breaking above into that gap. Right here, there's a gap right at that 216. Man, things are really moving. These are some nice ones. We've had a couple days last week. Their watch lists weren't that good, but now they're looking pretty good. So right here, I would say at or above, say 157. Color code it. There's more clearly defined ones on the watch list tonight, which is nice, of ones that could potentially run. If this breaks up, breaks above here, it's in the gap. Look for it to fill this potential gap up right around that 216. But APHB looks good. Let me just double check over here. APHB, nice. DFFN, I think I already looked at that one. No. BNTC, no. CLD, already on there. OPTT, went in the aftermarket. Wow, in the aftermarket, it really popped up. 194, interesting. So I might do this, and I might move it for a $2 to see if it holds tomorrow. Let's see. Not seeing any news. So it moved up without any news after hours. That's not a good thing. 3, 6, 7. Let's see, this one of a new patent, not seeing any news. And this one has a history of spiking, so I'm going to put it at $2 because, let's see here. See if it holds tomorrow. Put at or above $2. See if it doesn't break that amount. I mean, obviously you want it to break that whole $2 amount anyway. So see if the news holds. See if anything happens tomorrow. But we'll look, see over here, OPTT. Perfect. Awesome. So obviously, as you can see, it's been flagging aftermarket. I mean, it's this nice flag here. Obviously, $2 is a huge amount. I think it could fly if it breaks $2. It's a potential bull flag breaking out, potentially above the 200 SMA. $2 is going to be a huge resistance area. SORL, I already have it. HTGM, might go back to it. Let me see, 3, 6, 3, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. INSG, V-Ray. No. XNET, no. BIOP, no. ADHD. No. UTSI, No, AUDC. Let me go back to HDGM. So what I do like is it closed at 250. So that is a good thing, right at a $0.50 amount. Want to see it, and it went up to fix can break 258. Could have a run up to 294 before resistance. So we'll put an alert right at or above 258. That's easy to kind of mark. And then you want to be very careful right at 294. See what happens there. But, you know, 260 to 294, that's a 34-cent potential move. That's a lot. HTGM, and it could also break above that, obviously, as well. So 3, 6, there's 9 on the watch list. That's what I like. That's perfect. Let's go over here to swing trade watch list for 1018. Let's go to a scan. ST scan. Okay, let's see if any of these are going to stay. Wow, look at that, huh? If any of you guys have been staying on our watch list, I mean, this is, I'm going to take it off. I mean, this thing could still run, but look what we called this trade out the other day. At or above 41.72. It's at 43.49. That's almost a $2 move. Look at that. Be super careful. This one can pull back. If you're still in this, I'd highly consider taking profit. But that's gorgeous. That's a beautiful play. Could still run. Wow, that's a nice move. But I'm not going to put it on for tomorrow. I'm trying to catch some of these, you know, pre-breaking out. You got to be careful on some of them. You know, like, so this one right here, this one, 48.99. It did break above. Look at that. Still bullish. You have $50 as resistance, but this one could still go right above, I'd say at or above $49. Be careful. So at or above, let's see, the high was 49. It did hold its highs. So let's do this. If it breaks $49, be very careful around $50. Anywhere between 49 and 50, you want to consider potentially taking profit. If you're using options, if you're, you know, trading stock, obviously you want to see each level that breaks. You know, you want to see if it breaks 49, you want to see 49 hold. But I mean, KORS, it's still able to be on the watch list. BAX, 63.92. It's getting closer to the yearly high. I'm going to take that one off. But it did get above. So today, it's went from 63.70 up to 64.22. I mean, what is that? Over a 50-cent move. So these options ones are definitely going up. INVH, I didn't look at this today, but I wanted to see what this one did. Man, oh man, look at that. Still, look at that. Unbelievable. It broke up, but it still hasn't. It still looks gorgeous. Unbelievable. It triggered the alert and it fell. So where did it go to? 22. Where is 2262? Look at that. It fell, but it's still, look in the range, and look at these tight, the EMAs are all pinching and really tight. So you want to see, man, look at that, huh? It triggered the alert. It's still heading up. It's still in this channel, this nice symmetrical pattern. 2280, it just literally triggered the alert right at that 2281. Look at that. I had it right there. Look what it did today. It went up and it triggered it, and it came back down. I might put it at 20. Might move this one to $23 just to be a little bit safer to get over a whole dollar amount. This one, these symmetrical triangles, they're a little bit trickier. But when they break out, they could really break. But if you get caught up between in the middle of it, they can be very volatile. But as you can see, still keeping the same trend, the lower highs, it's still touching right here. It's still intact, and it's a perfect symmetrical triangle. So at some point, that one might want to break. Again, it's kind of tough to see where it breaks. It's right in the center right here. It's just playing around. So I don't know. To be safe, if it breaks 23, you might want to see the whole dollar amount. LUK. Nah. No, I'm going to take that one off. That one just went up today. So that one went from 25.72 up to 25.81. That was a small move. PSTG. Another little, look at that, just kind of tapped, went up, kind of came back down. That's why you got to be careful, these ones at yearly resistance. So we're going to be a little bit more careful putting some of those on the watch list. NRG. Yeah, went up and came back down. That's coming off. HSC. Yeah, these ones at yearly didn't break above, so that's going to come off as well. Let's take a look at KORS. Yep, that could still has some room to potentially go. INVH definitely still has some room to go. Let's take a look at any new ones. No. SONC. No. MSM. Yeah, that one might. Inverse head and shoulders, left shoulders here, head, right shoulder. What is the price here? $79.23. I'd be careful at $80. But look at this potential gap up to fill. See that? This might be a really nice one. Be careful around $80. If it pulls back around 80. But this might be a decent one to ride and see. Obviously, you want to see it get above 80. And obviously, this is the risk. You can get in above 79.23. It's so hard to get. Let's put it there. I'm going to put at or above 79.23. But you want to see what happens at $80, because $80 is a huge resistance, or a psychological resistance area, just for whole and half dollar amounts. And then the top of this gap right up here, that's really important to see as well. And see what happens. This one might be worth taking a risk on. It's definitely a clear-cut inverse head and shoulders. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. You want to see it break these areas. So definitely MSM. CXW. No. HCC. Let's see. You want to see it break 24.74 there if it's going to go. Not putting it on. DRI. Could if it breaks 81.98. Not going to put that one on though. FAST. So there's a gap. What is that gap here? 48.16. What is this one here? To 49.50. So right here, you'll see it pull back right at that 48.12 marker right there. So right at this candle got, I'll put the alert there. So it's potentially going to fill that gap up. So I'm going to put an alert at or above 48.16. And if it breaks above in here, you know, watch if it goes to fill that gap up. FAST, IRBT, no, KBR, no, ORCL. What is that amount there? 49. Look at that, right above 49.30. It's hovering right there right now. I'm going to put 49.33. That might be a good one to watch. At or above 49.33 might be a potential reversal. Closing above the EMAs. And then obviously you have, if it can get above this 50, I think that's the 50 estimate right there. If it can break above, then you want to careful watch right here between 50.74 on up here to 52.34. You know, it's got some room to run. It's a potential double bottom reversal. So got to keep an eye on that one. ORCL. HSIC, no. STWD, nope. AGNC, let's see here. Is it close to 22? Nah. O, nope. TIF, nope. WM, nope. Let's see here. W, no. X, gonna give it to you. Nope. DMX reference for any of you guys that knew of DMX in the back in the day. Every time I hear X, I think of that. GIS, nope. JPM, nope. CLR, nope. ENB, nope. All right, so let me just check really quick for yearly lows if anything's on there. EGLT, ONVO, nah. ENDP, PHK. No, nothing. So that's good. So we have a good good watch list, good swing trade list for tomorrow. Again, just to reiterate, when a stock breaks a resistance area, that resistance area becomes support. Very, very important to watch patterns developing when a stock breaks a high of day. Again, so this is going to be the type of trader that you are. If you wait for a pattern to form on the 5-minute, it's a little bit more of a secure type of entry. If a stock breaks a high of day on a 5-minute, that's where a lot of people are watching it. But if you wait for it to break a high a day, you know, a lot of times it'll pull back a little bit. Sometimes it'll come back partially down. That's why you want to be careful. Let's say, for instance, on a stock like this with a really big candlestick, you might want to wait for it to pull back and flag before it goes up. Because sometimes you'll get in on the top of a big green candlestick, and then it'll fake you out. It'll go up 1 or 2 cents, and then it'll come down here, you know, come back 20, 30% or whatever before it goes up or collapses. But again, if you get in on the break of a high of day on a 5-minute, usually that's what traders are really watching intraday if you're day trading. If you get in before a break of a high of day, you know, it's a little bit more riskier because you're going in on the anticipation of a break. So that's where the whole risk reward thing kind of comes in. I tend to be more of a safer trader. I don't know if I like this example, for instance. Let me go to one for, let's say, TRXC. Perfect. This might be a good example on the 5-minute. So earlier today, you could see there's kind of like this doji candle. The second candle on the 5-minute didn't break it. Third didn't. Fourth minute. Then the fifth started breaking, right? And you start to see right here, it broke right there at that 365, right? I personally, so this is where some people, again, might get in over here. So you can start getting in over here potentially and getting your position like on the way up in anticipation of the break. A lot of people do that. You could see that, hey, you know, it's creating higher lows. That's something you could absolutely do, no problem. It works for a lot of people. And you can, if it fails the breakout, you could always sell beforehand, or you could always take the approach, you're going to wait for it to break the high of day. Sometimes it'll break out and you'll miss your entry, but a lot of times there'll be a breakout and it'll pull back. I personally like to wait a little bit until a stock kind of breaks out a little bit, retests, and goes back up. So as you can see, this one kind of went up, right? It closed above the high of day over here at 365-ish. Then it pulled back and tested it, right? So it went up, closed a little bit. So then at that point, you would have wanted to get in on the break of that high of that one. So that would have been 374. So I personally, I'm a huge fan. Again, I'm a much safer trader. I like to see, ideally, kind of a stock break above a resistance level. So whether it's, a previous day's close or on a 5-minute candlestick and a break of a high of day, I might like to kind of get in. I ideally on the 1 minute want to see 1 or 2 candles kind of holding above that certain level before I get in. But again, it's all a matter of your preference, but it's trading patterns. You can kind of trade it on the way up if you want. You're watching the EMAs. If prices ride in the 9 EMA, that's a good thing. So as you can see, this one kind of trended up, and it touched the 9, but it kind of rode it for a while. So what you want to do is ideally, when price comes back to the 9, this is a little bit safer. So on a play like this, you might risk getting in over here. So you can see it kind of created a couple highs right here around 351, where you might want to risk getting in right here because you still have some room to run. Watch this pattern, watch for a break. When price gets as close to the 9 as possible, it's closer to entry, so your entry's better as close to the 9 rather than being far away from the 9. So as you can see over here, it would have been better for wait for price to come back here and then get in the way back up. But it's all a matter of support and resistance, watching patterns and choosing your proper entries. So I'm going to wrap this video up quickly. Again, make sure you like us, Bullish Bears, on Facebook. Like and follow our fan page. Links are below in the video. If you haven't been to our website yet, make sure you subscribe to our daily watch list and our trade alerts over here. Follow us over social media on our website, or the links are below. You can join our trade room up over here if you haven't joined us yet. Take our courses. We have a couple $1,000s worth of free courses. We have a great merchandise store over here with ladies' clothes, men's apparel, kids' apparel, hats, zip-up hoodies, mugs, gifts. We have our Bullish Bear logo. We have our Hope is Real slogans. We have great merchandise, really good quality. And any purchase you make helps to support us to grow. We are a donation-based community. Again, we cannot grow without your donations. So in order to keep us a non-membership based company and community, we definitely need to survive on your donations. If you look over here, you click on the donation button. We have donations for as low as $25 a month, $10 a month. So if you want to give back to us but don't have a lot of money, we have, again, donations for, cost of 1 to 2 trades a month. We're just looking, again, Dan and I and Tim, just for everybody to give a little bit, not everybody to give a lot. So everybody's donations helps us to grow. And again, follow us on Twitter and on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe over here, click the notification bell, watch our videos, like them, share them, comment on them. Yeah, so that's it. We provide lots of content. We're trying to help you guys, and hopefully you've been really paying attention to our watch list videos. Watch them over and over and over again. Practice making hundreds. I said hundreds, not a few, not a handful, but hundreds of trades in your virtual account before you even think of making or trading with real money. And make sure that you are tracking your successes in your virtual account and trading consistently with consistent success before you trade with real money. It is true, trading with a virtual account is not the same emotions as trading with a real account, but you need to treat your virtual account like a real account and trade with emotions. Invest heavily into your virtual account, trade with the exact position size, with the exact stop loss, the exact risk management that you would do with real money. You need to feel each trade, you need to feel each success, you need to feel each loss. You need to take your virtual account as serious as you would a real account. Otherwise, you'll never become a successful trader. It's just the fact of the matter is 90% of traders fail. That's a statistical fact. So don't try to run before you walk. And how you walk is literally, there's no other way to be a good trader than every single day. Discipline, charting your stock, support and resistance, making practice trades, proper risk management, having at least a 1 to 2 profit loss ratio, cut your losses quickly. Don't expect the market to give you what you think it's going to give to you. You know, you look at the information, you process it, and even the best traders in the world fail 35 to 40% of the time. So all these profitable, great, all these guru traders, those ones are making, all the big companies, you see all the big gurus, they're still failing, meaning they are wrong 35 to 40% of the time. So that should give you encouragement to just really realize that you're not going to be right 100% of the time. And that's why it takes constant practice, constant risk management, and getting out there every single day. Practice, 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 practice. And then when you get really good with practicing and you have at least a few months under your belt with hundreds of trades practicing wise with consistent 60 to 65% win ratio, then you go to real money. That's how you become a good trader. So hopefully this video helped you guys, and happy trading tomorrow. Enjoy.